Mikhail Gorbachev is a man of many epithets. The last leader of the Soviet Union. He lost an empire, but he's also known as a reformer, a peacemaker. He came to power in Moscow in 1985 when the Cold War still raged, a time of deep tensions between Russia and the US, the threat of nuclear war hanging over the world. He negotiated with Presidents Ronald Reagan and George Bush, and in 1990 he would receive the Nobel Peace Prize for his part in bringing the Cold War to an end.
In the West, he will be one of the great figures of the 20th century because he brought the Cold War to an end, because he gave people freedom, because the Soviet collapse was relatively well managed.
There were other major world events during his 5 years in office: the Chernobyl disaster and the fall of the Berlin Wall. Gorbachev had a big impact on politics and society. He invited criticism of himself and his government, something people had previously lived in fear of doing. He reached out to the rest of the world, forging and improving relations with the West, something is clearly remembered for today as leaders the world over have paid tribute.
When the world saw conflict and stalemate, he saw peace and possibility.
He will be, I think, one of the authors of fantastic change for the better in the world. And what I worry about today is that the current leadership in Moscow is intent on undoing the good that Mikhail Gorbachev did.
And in Russia, Gorbachev is seen a little differently. The man who lost them an empire, the USSR collapsing under his rule.
That first decade was incredibly painful. If you were a child or a teenager in 1991, it wasn't so bad. However, if you were like 40 years old in 91, then your life was destroyed. I mean, you were working for some state company that went bankrupt. We had hyperinflation. The prices were going up by 6% a day.
What people do agree on is that this man changed the course of history, changed the map of the world.